All right, let's get right into it. The whole idea of deliberately making yourself cold. Now, I know it sounds a little bit crazy, but this is an ancient practice that modern science is showing can literally change our biology from the inside out. So, are you ready to find out how this powerful, totally natural stressor can transform your brain, your mood, and even your metabolism for the better? Let's go. And let's be real for a second. This quote pretty much sums it up for most of us, right? That first blast of cold water, your immediate instinct is to just get away. But what if that initial shock, that, I hate this feeling, is the exact key that unlocks this whole cascade of incredible health benefits? Well, that's the big question we're going to answer today. So why do we even need to talk about this? Well, it all comes down to a really modern problem, something you could call the comfort crisis. You see, we've gotten so incredibly good at making our lives comfortable that we've accidentally engineered out a key ingredient that our bodies evolved with for thousands and thousands of years. I mean, just think about your day. You wake up in a heated house, get into a climate-controlled car, walk into a perfectly temperature-controlled office. We live in this thermostatic bubble. We've basically eliminated discomfort. And in the process, we've lost these amazing, powerful, adaptive responses that the cold used to give our ancestors. Okay, so if avoiding this kind of stress has maybe made us a bit weaker, it kind of begs the question, can some types of stress actually make us stronger? And the answer is a resounding yes. It lies in this absolutely fascinating scientific principle called hormesis. So what is hormesis? You know that old saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger? Well, this is literally the science behind it. It's your body's amazing ability to adapt to a short, intense stressor. Think about it. A poison in a high dose is deadly, but in a tiny, low dose, it can be a medicine. The same exact idea applies to physical stressors, like cold. Exercise is the perfect example of hormesis in action. It's something we all understand. You go to the gym, you lift a weight, you do some push-ups, you're applying a short-term stress. It actually causes these tiny micro tears in your muscles. And what does your body do? It overcompensates. It rebuilds stronger than before. Cold exposure works on the exact same powerful principle. But, and this is a huge but, not all stress is created equal. The kind of stress we want to avoid at all costs is that chronic stress. You know, the constant worry about work or money that keeps your stress hormone, cortisol, jacked up all the time. That's damaging. The stress we can use is called eustress. It's short, it's intense, and it forces our bodies to get stronger without all that nasty cortisol baggage. And this brings us to the really crucial point. Cold might just be the most powerful and accessible hormetic stressor we have. It reliably triggers this huge release of adaptive chemicals, but, and this is the magic part, it does it with almost no increase in cortisol. You get all the good stuff from the stress response with none of the bad stuff from the chronic stress hormone. It's a clean stress. So we get the principle, right? But what's the actual payoff? What's in it for you? Let's dive into the science of the shiver and check out the incredible, tangible benefits you get from taking the plunge. The second that cold water hits your skin, your body doesn't really have a choice in the matter. It responds. It unleashes this absolute flood of powerful neurochemicals called catecholamines. This isn't a maybe, this isn't a sometimes thing. It happens every single time. And this chemical cocktail is the source of all the amazing benefits we're about to talk about. Okay, get ready for this number because it is staggering. Studies have shown that cold exposure can cause up to a 530% increase in norepinephrine. This is a critical neurotransmitter that dials up your focus, your alertness, your vigilance. It's like your body's own natural attention booster. It just flips a switch that can keep you feeling sharp and in a great mood for hours after you get out. And it doesn't stop there. The cold can also spike dopamine, the molecule of motivation and reward, by up to 230%. Now, this is absolutely key. This explains that incredible high, that feeling of accomplishment you get afterwards. That sustained release of dopamine is what makes you feel so good, and it's what makes you want to come back and do it again. It turns a challenge into a powerful, healthy habit. So all these amazing chemical changes really deliver benefits across three main areas. We've already touched on mood and focus, which are huge, but now let's explore the really profound effects this can have on your brain health and your metabolism. Now this might just be the most mind-blowing benefit of all. Cold shock triggers the release of something called a cold shock protein, specifically one named RBM3. Now get this, Research has linked RBM3 to the regeneration of synapses. Those are the connections between your brain cells. This suggests that cold exposure could literally help protect your brain against cognitive decline as you age. It's a real investment in your long-term brain health. Deliberate cold exposure also does something amazing to your metabolism. It's not just about burning a few extra calories while you're shivering. No, it signals your body to convert your regular white fat, which is basically just for storage, into something called brown fat, which is metabolically active. Brown fat acts like a furnace to generate heat. So, over time, you are literally turning your body into a more efficient fat-burning engine. Okay, so the benefits are pretty clear. They're super compelling. But how do you actually start doing this without it feeling like some form of self-torture? Let's break down a really safe, totally accessible way for you to begin your journey into the cold. First things first, and this is so important. This is a practice, not a performance. The goal is not to be a hero on day one and sit in ice for 20 minutes. The real, lasting benefits are unlocked through consistency. Just showing up regularly, even for a short time, is way more powerful than one agonizingly long session every now and then. So here is a super simple 4-step way to get started. And notice step 1, you're not jumping into an ice bath. No way. You're just ending your normal warm shower with 30 seconds of cold. That's it. Then for step 2, you gradually build that up to 2 minutes over the course of a week. Once that's comfortable, then you can move to step 3 and maybe try a cool bath. And only then, when you feel ready, should you even think about introducing ice. The most important thing to remember through all of this is that you are always in control. And here are just a few crucial tips. First, always set your intention before you get in. Decide how long you're going to stay in and stick to it. Second, and this is huge, control your breath. That initial gasp for air is going to happen, but right after, focus on long, slow exhales. That tells your nervous system that you're actually safe. Afterwards, warm up naturally. Walk around, do some light movement. Don't just jump into a hot shower. And seriously, remember to keep it fun. And this leads us to the big question everyone always asks, right? How much of this do I actually have to do to get all those amazing benefits we just talked about? Well, it's probably a lot less than you think.
Research from scientists like Dr. Susanna Soberg has pointed to a specific and honestly a very achievable target, a total of just 11 minutes of deliberate cold exposure per week. Seems to be enough to trigger those big metabolic benefits. And you can break that up however you want. 5 2-minute sessions, 3 4-minute sessions. It suddenly makes this whole practice feel incredibly manageable, doesn't it?
And that really brings us to a final thought from the man who brought so much of this to the world, Wim Hof. You are the captain of your ship. Ultimately, this whole practice isn't about enduring punishment. It's about taking back control. In a world that has worked so hard to get rid of discomfort, the cold offers a simple, free, powerful way to reintroduce a healthy stressor that makes us stronger, calmer, and more resilient. The only question left is, are you ready to take the helm?